Good day, everyone. Welcome to Great Research. Our topic for today is about resume and its parts. So, how are you today? I hope you're doing good and safe. Let's keep the ball rolling. At the end of our lesson, you should be able to achieve these three targets. First, describe a resume, its purpose and parts. Second, describe the commonly used styles in compiling a resume. And write a resume. What is a resume? A resume is a formal document that provides an overview of your professional qualifications, including your relevant work experience, skills, education, and notable accomplishments. Usually paired with a cover letter, a resume helps you demonstrate your abilities and convince employers that you are qualified and hireable. The word resume actually originated from France and it means summary. It is pronounced as resume. Okay, everybody, please say resume. Again? Alright, so it is pronounced as resume. Now, maybe you're wondering, what is the difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae? The curriculum vitae presents a full history of your academic credentials. So the length of the document is variable, iba-iba daw. In contrast, a resume presents a concise picture of your skills and qualifications for a specific position. So length tends to be shorter and dictated by years of experience. So yung curriculum vitae is more of academic credentials and a resume is a concise picture of skills and qualifications for a specific position. So yung resume is more na written by most of the applicants than a curriculum vitae, but it still depends on the employer where you will apply for, kasi sometimes they require the applicants to submit a curriculum vitae. So you know that when you are asked to submit a curriculum vitae, so you make sure that you have your full history of your academic credentials. Now, what is the purpose of a resume? A resume is used to convince employers you're worth interviewing. To that end, your resume is a valuable tool you can use to highlight your experience to prospective employers. So when you say a resume, this must be very presentable and very clear, and it serves your representative. So what you are can be seen on what you have written on your resume. Here are sample resumes. So we have that. And here's another one. So if you will notice, there are different styles of writing a resume, which we will be discussing on the next session. Alright, moving on. On a base level, a resume is made up of the following 5 parts. First is the contact information. It belongs at the top of the resume in the header and should help hiring managers quickly understand who you are and how to reach you. So you have there an example. Your contact information includes first and last name, home address, contact details, and a LinkedIn, which is optional. Additionally, if you are a graphic designer, writer, or other professional creative, consider including a link to your portfolio or personal website in this part of your resume if it's relevant to that position. So on this first part, or the contact information, it should be clear of your details. Of course, with your photo at the side. Next, we have the resume introduction. It is the resume's elevator pitch. It is a short section at the top of the resume that summarizes key qualifications and tells the hiring manager how your goals align with theirs. So for example, business or professional business developer with more than 4 years of experience in the business development processes, involved in product testing, management, and development of new business opportunity. So there you have it, an introduction of some qualifications of the applicant. And there are 4 types of resume introduction. We have the resume summary, resume objective, resume profile, and the summary of qualifications. Now let's describe each one of them. A resume summary is a solid introduction for those with previous work experience. It serves as highlight reel of the career by showcasing notable accomplishments. So let's take a look at the example. There it goes. So if you will notice, highlighted here are the notable accomplishments of the applicant. And of course, please remember that if you're doing an introduction or a resume, you are marketing yourself, especially your skills and abilities. Ayan, so it says here, an organized professional with proven teaching, guidance, and counseling skills, possess a strong track record in improving test scores and teaching effectively. So this gives the hiring manager a point of the applicant that she has a strong track record. So that is one of his or her accomplishment. Alright. Next, we have the resume objective. This works best for entry-level candidates and those targeting a specific position. It shows how you would use your skills, experience, and training to help company achieve its goals. So this is an example of a resume objective. So it is very clearly stated there that the applicant is looking to leverage his knowledge and experience into a role as project manager. So very clear about a specific position that the applicant is targeting for. So yung objective, ano yung gusto niya na ma-achieve. Of course, with his skills, experience, and training prior to his job applying for, or the position applying for. Next, we have the resume profile. This provides a general overview of your career and is a good choice for job seekers who are not focused on a particular position. It highlights skills that are valuable in your industry and your biggest wins at work so far. So when I say not focused on a particular position, so pwedeng hindi siya mailagay doon sa talagang gusto ng position, or ibig sabihin in any position that is related to his highlighted skills. So this is an example. So professional graphic designer ang ina-apply niya, but it says here, dynamic and innovative professional with 6+ years of invaluable hands-on experience in handling several simultaneous creative design projects. So, ibig sabihin, several, so marami siyang creative design projects na na-handle before. And so, if I am the hiring manager, I will have different positions for the applicant. So, depending on where or what job does the applicant best suited for. Ayan. So, nakalagay dyan, equipped with ability to escalate brand awareness by utilizing skills gained in the creative industry. So, that is a resume profile. General overview siya. Alright? Then we have the summary of qualifications or qualification summary, which is used by experienced professionals and features a 4 to 6 bullet points list of your crowning achievements and skills. So, crowning achievements, ibig sabihin, lahat na ng magaganda mong achievements on your past experiences, ilalagay nyo na. So, qualification summary, this is very different in the format compared to the other three types of resume introduction because this is in bulleted form. So, yan nakalagay. How long na yung experience niya, 15 years. And then yan, extensive knowledge, ano yung kanyang mga alam. And helps reduce customer complaints. Yan. Trained 11 bartenders over 3 years. So here, bulleted point na. The third part of a resume is the experience. It is one of the most essential parts of a resume and typically makes up the bulk of its content. So in the example, you can see the content, employer or company name, the location which includes city and state, the dates employed just like head server, November 2015 to June 2019, and 3 to 5 bullet points describing your responsibilities and accomplishments. So, ayan, nakalagay dyan, trained new hires in polls, pub culture, and menu offerings. These are his or her responsibilities and accomplishments. And in the experience, if you have 2 or more work experiences, then you may arrange them in a chronological order. So, pwedeng from your first work experience up to the present or most recent work experience so that the hiring manager will have a very clear view ano-ano na yung mga nagawa mo from your first work experience up to the most recent. So, yung pinakabago or pinaka-last mong nagawa. So, alam niya, if for example, iba-iba yung mga positions na experience mo, so the hiring manager will have an idea saan ka pwedeng ilagay. What position will be given to you or can be given to you based on your work experience. Alright. Next, we have the skills. It is a list of your most marketable abilities and includes a mix of both hard and soft skills to show employers that you are a dynamic candidate. The skills section of your resume is an important part of your application regardless of how much experience do you have. Additionally, make sure you tailor this part of your resume to the position you want to fill by including skills listed in the job posting. Diba? For example, tumingin tayo sa mga job posting. So, there is a list naman what are those skills that are needed for the position. So, we have to consider that. This is a great way to catch the hiring manager's attention and increase your chances of getting an interview. So, when I say hard and soft skills, so yung hard skills, of course, those skills that are needed for the job you're applying for. And yung mga soft skills are some personal skills beyond your skills for a position. So when I say soft skills like giving feedbacks, those skills that cannot be seen, but it can be felt by the hiring manager or by other people around you. So yung soft skills, more of a personal touch. Ayun yun. Okay, so we have here an example. So ilalagay nyo na talaga sa skills ano-ano talaga yung mga kailangan nyo. But be sure, those skills that you have included in your resume are those skills that are needed for the job that you're applying for. So do not include skills na hindi naman gagamitin dun sa job or sa position na ina-applyan mo. Alright. Next, we have education. So we have here an education section sample. The level of detail added to your resume education section can vary based on how much work experience you have and your level of education. So ultimately, any strong education section includes your school name. So in this example, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, school location, so Cambridge, Massachusetts, degree, so yung BS Electrical Engineering, and then the graduation year. So usually, the education has 3 parts, diba? Yung elementary, secondary, and college, and even graduate studies sinasama doon. Kung may masteral, of course, it will add to your profile. So you may also add the general weighted average or your general performance average if it's over 3.5 to help demonstrate that you're diligent and responsible. So yung iba nilalagay pa dyan yung honors nila, kung first honors or academic excellence award or Dean's Lister. Yan. So and if you have limited work experience, you can consider adding relevant coursework or extracurricular activities as components on your resume. So for example, nag-take ng vocational, nag-take ng NC or National Certificate. Yan, sa TESDA, di ba yung mga binibigay na yan. So those will give the hiring manager talagang full details of your education. So that is the last part of a resume. But here are additional parts that you can include to make your resume more complete and clear. So you can add training, certifications, and licenses, language skills, projects that you have accomplished, volunteer work. If you are a member of any civic organizations, you may add that. Awards and honors. Some hiring managers are looking for these awards and honors, of course, so that they will have an overview of what you have already achieved in the past, in your past work experience. And then conferences that you have attended, extracurricular activities, publications or research that you have done, hobbies and interests, and relevant coursework. So yun. So mahalaga that you will add details that will support your skills and knowledge for the position that you are applying for. So napakalaga ng resume. Now always remember, your resume says a lot about you. It determines whether you will be called in for an interview or not. So remember that your resume represents you. You have to market yourself, all your abilities and skills, and put it on your resume so that the hiring manager will have an overview if you are hireable for that particular position you're applying for. And, of course, the hiring manager will give him an idea if you will be called in for an interview or not. So, for example, if you submitted a resume sa HR department or human resource personnel, so they either the personnel will look or check your resume and tell you to attend an interview for a particular date and time, or he or she will just tell you that you will be called on what will happen next. So, yung iba kasi sinasabi, okay, tatawagan na lang or we'll call you, so wait for our call. Yon. So, that will give you hope. That will give an applicant hope na tatawagan nga. Sana nga matanggap. But then, yung iba, if for example, nakita na kaagad yung resume mo na hindi naman ganun kakumpleto or hindi well stated, hindi very clear of what you are, especially your skills and abilities, yung iba sinasabi nila nga, tatawagan na lang nga. But, hindi niya talaga tatawagan yun. But that is just the most safe, very safe comment of a human resource personnel na tatawagan ka na lang. But do not expect, always do not expect that you will be called for an interview or not. But if, or of course, if you think that you have done your resume very precise and complete, so hope that you will be called for an interview. So it will just give the hiring manager choices. Kaya nga, diba, remember, you are not just the only applicant for the position. There are many applicants, and you have to think that you have a small chance of getting in. But of course, if you think, diba sa sarili natin, alam naman natin that what we have written there in our resume is complete na nga, and you think that the hiring manager will be given a general overview of what you are, then yun, alam naman natin sa sarili natin. And remember, if you will be writing a resume, you also put your shoes or put yourself on the shoes of a hiring manager. If you will be the one reading the resume, ano ba ito? Diba, bago mo i-finalize yung resume, i-check. For example, that you are the hiring manager, basahin yung resume and then, what do you think? What can you say about the resume? So, mabibigyan ka ba as a hiring manager ng overview of what the applicant is all about? Mabibigyan ka ba ng overview? Ano yung mga kailangan? Ano yung mga kakayahan ng applicant na ito? Suited ba ang kanyang abilities and skills to the position that he is applying for? Yung mga ganon. So, you have to also put yourself on the position of the hiring manager. Alright? So that's all, and thank you. I hope you learned a big something today of our lesson. If you have any questions or clarifications, you may send me a private message, or you may send your question in our group chat, or you may type in your comments or questions here at the comment section of the Google Classroom. So stay safe and God bless everyone. So till our next lesson here in Great Research. Bye-bye.